BTS news today. The entire ARMY world was rocked again with big news coming from HYBE label's headquarters. In the midst of busy BTS members who are undergoing military service, a surprising decision was officially announced by the agency, a strategic change of position involving one of BTS's most iconic members, Kim Taehyung. Better known by his stage name, V. This change is not just any repositioning or displacement of work units. HYBE stated that Taehyung will now assume a new position, which not only reflects his status as a top artist, but it also signifies greater responsibility in the internal structure of the company. The news was first released through an official press release and immediately went viral in minutes across social media platforms. ARMY from various parts of the world was crowded speculation. What does all this mean for BTS? According to an official statement from HYBE, Taehyung appointed as Creative Cultural Director in HYBE's Global Artistic and Cultural Relations Division, a prestigious position that will connect the creative direction of the artists under HYBE with the global market, especially in the field of fashion, visual arts, and international appearance strategy. Kim Taehyung has demonstrated outstanding capabilities in the field of visual arts, fashion, and global communication. This position was created especially for him in recognition of cultural and aesthetic influences that he brings consistently into the industry, CEO HYBE said at a press conference. This appointment makes Taehyung the first BTS member, which is officially assigned a role in the artistic executive level of the company, not just as an idol, but as a creator and artistic leader that will influence the future direction of K-pop globally. The news instantly flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Weber's timelines. Hashtags #DirectorV, #Taehyung new position, and #HYBE what is this directly topped the world's trending topic. One Twitter user wrote, HYBE really knows that Taehyung isn't just a visual. He is a creative brain, an aesthetic leader. Finally, he was officially recognized. Others were moved and shared Taehyung's old videos, as he personally set the concept for a photo shoot, directing the camera himself, even editing short videos uploaded to BTS's social media. All those little pieces are now considered signals that have been shown for a long time, that Taehyung is more than just a singer. As creative cultural director, Taehyung has the artistic authority to define visual and artistic concepts for cross-country projects, become a liaison between HYBE's in-house production team and the world's designers, curating artistic curations for international cultural collaboration, exhibitions, as well as visual shows. To represent HYBE in the Global Art Forum.an. Internal source from HYBE mentioned that this role has been designed since the beginning of 2024, but it can only be announced now because of the wait. Taehyung enters a stable period in his military service. The big question arises in the mind of the ARMY. Does this mean that Taehyung will start moving away from BTS's activities as a group? HYBE party hastily provide clarification. This position will not interfere with Taehyung's activities as a member of BTS. On the contrary, we believe that this role will strengthen BTS's position as a group with artistic influence, which is not just limited to music, but also culture and visual arts. But of course, internal dynamics can change. Is this the beginning of a new phase where every BTS member will have a strategic position within HYBE? Will this affect BTS's further musical direction? Will there be a big difference in the way BTS structures album concepts and visually after their return from conscription? The old ARMY is certainly no stranger to Taehyung's distinctive aesthetic tastes. From the choice of her outfit at the airport that often makes headlines, up to her participation in art exhibitions and cooperation with luxury fashion brands such as Celine and Cartier, Taehyung is known as one of the Korean artists with influence, most powerful in the world of fashion and contemporary art. In 2023, while attending Paris Fashion Week, Taehyung is not only present as an invited guest, but also as the walking advertisement of how K-pop has fused with the world of elite fashion. Slow-motion video of her walking outside Celine's fashion show venue went viral and is considered the new definition of visual artistic K-pop. HYBE seems to be well aware that this influence should not be wasted. Appoint him as a holder of creative strategic positions is a step that, according to many observers, smart and calculating. Immediately after this announcement, wild speculation began to mill. Some ARMY said that this position is a bridge to a new era of BTS. Some say Taehyung is putting together an unusual BTS comeback concept. It's not just an album, it's a cultural movement. I feel like this is bigger than a regular comeback. Taehyung will make BTS like a new art movement. wrote one of the fans on the Korean forum. Others argue that this position could be the foundation for BTS to create a BTS art museum, a project that has been rumored since 2022. If true, Taeyong will be the key figure behind the museum's curation. Although the members are undergoing military service, messages of support flowed from J-Hope, Jungkook, and RM via Weverse. J-Hope writes, "Taehyungi, you are indeed suitable for this. Show the world who you really are." Jungkook added, "Hyung, don't be so busy that you forget to eat. We're all proud." While RM refers to Taeyong as BTS's future visual architects, these messages made the ARMY even more emotional. Friendship and support between members has always been a core strength of BTS, and this moment became a vivid proof that they are not just colleagues, but it is the family that lifts each other up. Professor Lim Ji-won of the Seoul Institute of Culture. Taeyong's appointment is not just a personal achievement, but also a big step in the recognition of the artist's role in creating popular culture. Usually this kind of position is given to behind-the-scenes professionals. Taeyong became an example that the artist himself could be the center of creative ideas. Vogue Korea called it a cultural milestone. K-pop's visual icons are now taking over the creative reins of global music companies. Taeyong's appointment triggers the next question. Will HYBE give strategic roles to other BTS members? Some predictions fans call. Director of Global Strategy and Linguistics, Director of Performance and Choreography Innovation Jungkook as Head of Global Vocal Branding, Suga as Creative Producer and Music Strategist, Jin as Head of Entertainment Relations and Variety. Communication Director of Visual Communication and Fan Engagement. Although new to speculation, these ideas suggest that ARMY doesn't just see BTS as singers, but as an industry leader. Kim Taeyong appointed as Creative Cultural Director. A new chapter has begun, not just for Taeyong, but for BTS as a whole. This is not the end of BTS's era as an idol group, rather an expansion of their role on the global stage. Now, they're not just stars, they're cultural movers. For the ARMY, this is not just good news. It's a validation of what they've always believed, that Taeyong is a true artist, not just his voice and face, but from the way he sees and changes the world. And as always, BTS continues to surprise the world, this time, not through songs or concerts, but through strategic positioning that will change the way the world views art, culture, and K-pop. One of the strong reasons why HYBE entrusted this big role to Taeyong. His influence is widespread on the international stage. Taeyong has long been known to have a strong network of connections in the world of art, fashion, up to international cinema. He has been in close relationships with Hollywood actors, attend exclusive parties with the world's top designers. It even has a deep interest in French, Italian, and Japanese culture. His position as Creative Cultural Director is not just about visuals. This is the real form of how Taeyong will play, as a liaison between Korean culture and the international world, making himself, and indirectly, BTS an icon of unparalleled cultural diplomacy. It is not impossible. In the future, we will see cross-country collaborative projects curated by Taeyong. For example, an international art exhibition that collaborates with contemporary painters from Europe, or the merging of Korean traditions with modern Japanese and American art forms.